As we reported earlier, the United Auto Workers Union has filed federal labor charges against former President Trump and Elon Musk. Union officials say it stems from the duo suggesting that striking workers should all be fired, which is illegal under the National Labor Relations Act. Joining us now is Merrick Masters, Professor of Management for Wayne State University. Thank you for being with us. Could you first explain on what grounds they have to file these sort of suits?
Well, it seems to me it's a bit nebulous at this point. It's important to realize that the charges were filed against the Donald Trump for President committee as the employer, with Donald Trump as the head of that employer, and Elon Musk as the head of Tesla. At this point in time, nobody has been fired, merely a threat to fire in what is, if you look at the language very carefully, somewhat nebulous in terms of how it might be interpreted. So therefore, I think it's a general charge under Section 7 that affords people the right under the National Labor Relations Act to form unions and engage in other concerted activities such as a strike. But there's nobody that has been terminated yet. There's nobody in particular that's been threatened for striking. It's just a general discussion that took place about some situation that isn't made specific by Donald Trump in his comments to Elon Musk.
Now, we've seen Fain and Trump kind of going back and forth in the media recently, with Trump even calling for him to be fired immediately. What are your thoughts on the fact that even that is happening? What does that say just about the state of the country and also this organization?
That's an excellent point. It gives to the real point behind this whole filing, in my judgment. It's really a politically motivated attempt to embarrass Trump and paint him into the corner of being anti-union and put him on the defensive. They're trying to paint him into the same corner that they painted Elon Musk, as an anti-union employer who steps on people's rights and really isn't very inclined to be supportive of the working class. And it's a theme that Kamala Harris's campaign picked up very quickly on when they said that the only thing that these two rich guys have in common is that they don't believe in working people's rights and don't have much in common with them. So I think this is an escalation of the war of words between Trump and Fain. Fain filed these charges himself, if you look at the actual filings, and they just allude to Section 7 violations for threatening workers. And it's unclear to me, if you read Trump's statement in and of itself, as I said earlier, what he's referring to, because Elon Musk doesn't have any unionized employers who would be protected in the right to strike if they were so engaged.
So what's going to happen next after these types of charges are filed?
Well, I think from a legal standpoint, the National Labor Relations Board will investigate them, go through its normal procedures, perhaps end up holding a hearing that'll go before an administrative law judge and then come to the board itself for a ruling, and that ruling is appealable to a federal court. So we're a long way from having those charges borne up by the evidence that would have to be collected, and both sides will have an opportunity to present their positions in the case should it go that far. I think, really going back to my original point, I think this is a political attempt on the part of the UAW to embarrass Trump, to put him on the defensive and take away the spotlight from, I think, the difficulty that the auto companies are having in their transition to electrical vehicles.
All right, we'll keep watching it. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.